can see is your beauty. My hands all over your booty.
We learn.
How you feel?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excellent.
You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the first thing I want to know, what are you currently doing?
Well, I'm working on a project right now with about 10 songs. I'm trying to pick the best one out of this 10, the best 7. And just get merch. I got a brand coming out in the summer called 1000. I have it on right now. I got another brand I'm dropping in the summer for the ladies called Zaddy. So I'm just, working on
All right, with all that you have going on, how that helps the community? What are you doing, like hiring?
It's crazy you said that because today I just met an anime designer that make your graphics move and stuff. So I'm in a process because I work for myself. I've been working for myself like 6 or 7 years. So I'm in the process of spreading because I'm gonna get like a graphic firm, whatever. Trying to like back away from that. But on the community side, I just did an event called the West Play Classic. I did that in July, and we gave away. It was basketball, all the different artists from around the community. We got to, for non-violence, and it was just nice. I ain't had no security. I had like 300 people out there, and it just was nice.
Right, I don't know if everyone is aware of it, but when we were doing the marching, when things went down on Florida, that Gwop actually had the march in Marrero. Desto Reds, you're right. He organized that, and that was very successful, non-violent, and he had a big come up.
It was crazy. Yes, ma'am.
For a young man, there's some soldiers out there ready for war.
They was ready.
And JP was ready, and I was scared. He told them guys, we don't have to act like this, y'all. Stop and let me talk to the people.
They
were
had
you nervous? Were you nervous? Explain that experience to those of us who sat home and watched.
So I knew Modesto Reds from doing music. Like I used to perform with him when that was open. So we performed like years together, like 5-6 years. And so he got a little older and we reconnected again because he was incarcerated. So when he got out of jail, he opened the studio right there on Ames, Ames and 6th Street on the corner. And he was doing that. So when he got murdered, I was at home with my girl. I had just had my son. COVID had just happened, all of that stuff. My girl was like, what you want to do? Because his sisters and stuff called me and was like, everybody was telling me you had a big event talking about the Westway. It was like, can you pull some people to come? So I was hesitant at first. I was like, man, they might try to kill me. Like, son, you don't got to do it, but if you want to do it, just be careful and yada, yada, etc. So I go out there. The police contacted me before this. They followed me on Instagram. I ain't even noticed. You know what I'm saying? So the police contacted me.
Excuse me, did you all hear?
Yeah.
They contact him from Instagram.
Yeah. So they contacted me and it was like, look, you see what you're doing? Because I posted the flyer one day. The next day was the event.
Right.
And it was flooded. They had and they contacted me and it was like, look, anything go wrong, we come. So that made me more hesitant to do it because I'm like, I can't control it. I ain't know how many people was coming with. I can't control all these people. I don't even know half of these people. So I was scared. I didn't know what was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
You wore that fear aware because, like I said, when you backed them down and was able to talk, confused.
They was ready.
They were. So with that being said, and we're speaking on that, how would you describe your life prior to the one you're living now? Because you may have had that situation totally different than now.
Like, I always, in my heart, I always wanted to do something for the community. I always wanted to be a forefront leader some kind of way. I always just tried to lead no matter what I did.
Always wanted to be an artist.
Yeah, always. Right. Always. So I just used it from the people I reached through my music, and I just was like, I'm going to go for it. I wouldn't have stepped up and did it because I don't think I would have had the courage to do it at that time. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, well, you know, I know him, but that's the police, and you know what I'm saying? Because that really put them on me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, but it's just, you know, like, what have you? And I'm going into this saying because, you know, like the police coming on you in a different angle, not giving anyone the impression that you were out there.
Right.
You know, we all know, coming up as a young black man, you have to do what's needed to survive.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are not aware, you're not only from the West Bank.
Right.
Your background is the East Bank.
Right.
That's where your family originated from.
Right.
And your mom brought you on the West Bank to change things.
Look, when we first moved over here, it was in the 90s. And neighborhood, I moved in Pebblewalk. Oh my goodness, it was like I just moved right back in the same situation. You know what I'm saying? Because before we moved over here, the only reason we used to come over here was to go to Ryan's.
Ryan's was actually the first buffet in New Orleans.
Yes. So we going to Ryan's. I'm like, oh, we going on the West Bank. So when we moved over here, in my mind, from everybody over here, yada yada. So when I first got Pebblewalk was Crips, and it just was a whole different culture, but it still was hood. You know what I'm saying? So by me moving over here, I was like, I felt right at home. You know what I'm saying? Because I came from that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, but that upbringing is not shown. Well, all of you guys. And people like look at me when I say I'm not speaking of Old Harvey, I'm speaking of Pebblewalk.
Right.
Because that's where y'all grew up at.
Right. It was a family.
It was a family. You know what I'm saying? That's where you got Drake, God rest the day.
Yes.
Junior, God rest for the young boys. Now I know they might have dollars, but they didn't let nobody come through that and mess over y'all.
No.
And that is, and I'm always going to Harvey. But that's my problem with Harvey.
Okay.
Anybody can get on the spot.
Thanks.
That didn't happen in Pebblewalk. And I'm a woman, I'm a female. I'm not saying like I was the baddest, but you have a man. Harvey wouldn't look like it's looking and wouldn't be so far down had men and women been made to respect.
You know what though? We had strong mothers. Like we had really strong mothers, and I trip out on that all the day because a woman can't raise a man. By women, like we really was raised by.
And your dad.
Later on, in my life, but for the majority, y'all were
right. But when Steve and Poppy,
Pop for sure.
When Steve and Poppy came into y'all,
yes,
because that's when y'all was at that age when you want to try our authority.
Yeah,
we thinking y'all everywhere, but they knew what the game was.
Yes.
So. We're going to get back on with the interview. How is everybody feeling out there? I want to thank you all for tuning in.
Thank y'all so much.
And goal for your life.
Remember me for positivity and just being a helper overall.
Let's not leave the burgers out.
Oh man.
This young man also owned the restaurant. Well, I call it a restaurant because it was inside of it. It's the only place you can get the food from. And was very successful with it. Only thing that happened was Corona. Corona came in.
And I'm going to be honest, the racism.
Well, I told you that when you started with it.
Yeah, it was serious.
I told you she was racist. And, we deal with that and been dealing with it for years where we allow these Iranians, Vietnamese, Africans, you don't have to come from a different culture to be racist.
Right.
I mean, and they want to come in your neighborhood and talk to your children and talk to you like you're an animal. Like you came in there walking on 4 legs and not 2. But I fought patronizing. I have brothers right here in the front where I live. Nobody never offended me. I just prefer not to go there. I just don't understand how you let these Iranians come in and they got the best fried chicken in town. Yeah. I really have a problem with that.
That's crazy.
You won't go to Melville's. You want to talk about where she placed that on the corner. But you won't go to every brother's and swear by their fried chicken. Sitting in all that slop. then they talk to you any kind of way, treat you any kind of way, do you any kind of thing, and you instead of go there and spend your money. You can go further. You don't patronize them, they won't be in business. Everybody wanting to go in front of these stores and start protesting. Protesting a date it don't do anything. You have to do more than protest. You have to stop patronizing them. Stop there, period. If one person have a problem with it in the community, we all should have a problem with it. Damn Wi-Fi, within reasons. Within reason. You can't be jumping all on the bandwagon and don't know what's really going on with it.
Right.
So what advice would you give, Darryel, to young people that's trying to come up in the music? This is going to be a two-part question.
Okay.
Because you did the music, and we know you had success in that.
Right.
Your original chicken.
Right.
What would you tell these young people they might want to go into? Because they work in these different restaurants and they may feel like they can do something in the kitchen, and bring light to it. Give them some advice on.
So I'm a dreamer. So like anything I'm gonna do, I go at it. Even if I fail at it, I'm gonna still try to do it. So me just telling it to you, whatever you feel on your heart that you feel like you want to try it. And don't worry about when nobody say, oh, she tried this and it didn't work or this or that. That's the same people that try. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. Like all these people that's famous. I just was talking about this the other day. The Boudreaux's butt case, right?
Okay.
They had a man that made this stuff. Didn't know it was gonna work. People started what? Walmart bought it for him. Now he ain't gotta work for him. A bobby pin, a piece of metal. So whatever ideas you have, don't think it's crazy. Don't think people gonna look at you crazy. I got people wearing hamburger slippers. You can do anything you put your mind to and anything you put God first. Period.
And then I'm going into this self-confidence.
Yes.
You have to have it. Now y'all looking at a big guy here. He's smaller than what he was then. Now I'm not trying to be funny. This is a man. This been a original overweight lover of girls. I know what.
Don't do it.
I ain't gonna do that. But she used to hide in the closet. She used to come sit at my house and twirl. And she looking for Darryel. And I'm like, this girl, what is wrong with you? But don't look at the package. This man and everything. If we doing kickball, Darryel doing kickball. It don't matter. There's no limitation. And I need to know. A father, a businessman, is soon to be a husband.
Right.
Howard and a stepfather. And we don't call it step, but I always want to know from the woman's point of view.
Right.
How is it to deal with another woman with her kids? How are you in the house and you have to be, do you treat lightly being a father but not, I don't want to say step because you've been there so long.
Right. At first, no lie, I was stuck with this gonna last forever. She got her dad. I'm not trying to be her dad, I'm trying to be her father. I'm trying to, be a male figure in her life. And I kind of got past it because I've been there so many years, so I don't even see her as step no more. Like, this is my daughter. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And that is not my father. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up seeing that, a man stepping up being a man. So, that it is all cool with me. I was nervous at first, because it's not your kid. And it's a girl.
And it's a girl. And that makes it different.
And that's serious. Because at one point I used to be like, look, when you leave, take it. Because,
right.
The
way things
go. I trust you. She can stay there. Okay. But it was at one point, just move with your daughter for a while. So we get past the hump. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And everything goes steady.
And I commend it because it's a beautiful family you have set up. I love it. And then I want to let you guys know that this is like my son.
Yes.
Like, he came over in the 90s. We moved in Pepperwalk in the 90s. They grew up together. I don't get involved in these stuff when it's going on. But when these having love problems, they come to Mama Nissie.
Yes.
I tell them when it's hooches and it's rights, And I tell him when I know it's going to be the one.
For
and
real.
I told you,
Yep.
that was the one.
You did. You did.
That was the one broke it out. My son Chris Kane is standing behind the camera. You guys can't see him right now. But it looks to I would be dead right now. You already know. Is there anything you want to say? You in a relationship? He's in a relationship, ladies.
Yeah, I'm in a relationship.
And we know he's soon to be married.
Yeah.
Gwop is the new father. Is that?
Oh, scary.
He's the only boy. And this is his mom, and I guess it's the first grandchildren for your father
for me, yeah.
and your mom. Because I know your older sister have kids.
Yes.
And then I have also, there's a lot of distractions going on, but it's good. Everybody have a question for Gwop. Now they want to know what made you come up and how did you come up with Fat Burger for your t-shirt? I don't think, is that your t-shirt?
My t-shirt is 1,000, but I did the Burger Man thing. He a jazz legend, and his name was Burger Man. And they used to call me Wimpy when I was little because I used to eat hamburgers a lot. You remember Wimpy from McDonald's? Right? So my mom and them used to call me Wimpy. They used to mess with me. And so as I got older, I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick with this burger. And I know that's something nobody ain't using. Like when people reference me now, they use burger emojis, or they call me Burger. They call my son Lil Burger. Like, so, you know, it's a brand for me, and I'm just sticking with it.
I'm looking at you, and I had the question like right here, and I didn't write it down. That's why you have to be so mindful and keep things written down. This is also what I want to let you guys know. Darryel's mother, father himself, have had COVID.
Yes.
They're surviving serious COVID.
Yeah.
I really was afraid.
Yeah, I almost lost my life. But
I didn't know you wanted to speak upon it. That's why I brought it up, because I want you to let them know COVID is real.
My baby had it. My little girl had it. All of us had COVID. And I had it the worst. Nobody else had it bad. My mom and them had it bad. But in my household, nobody had bad symptoms. Like my baby, she had a little stuffy nose. That was it. But me, my oxygen was, because my mama was already going through it. So I didn't want to add extra stress. But I almost came close to dying. Good thing I didn't have underlying health issues like diabetes or nothing like that. It would have took me. But the only thing really saved me, prayer, water, vitamin C. You know, I was constantly hydrating myself, and my fiance.
Stuff, prayer, water.
Prayer first. Prayer, water, vitamin C, lots of hydration, even Pedialyte. Pedialyte. I was on Pedialyte like crazy. Like that kept me. Zinc. Boiling lemon, orange pills in a pot. What else I had? Drinking lean too.
Don't tell people. And just in case you are wondering what we're speaking of, because I noticed we were going in and out, we're speaking of the family. Darryel, the whole family had COVID. And it was very serious. You know, it was real. And a lot of people don't believe in it, don't want to get the shot. And I am also one of those that don't want to get the shot. I just don't believe the shit. I refuse to be a guinea pig. I won't stay for the white man, the black man, the Indian man. I will not be. All my family, almost all of them, they have taken it, so I guess I'm safe with it.
For real.
And through, like, when they take it, the side effects, no way in the world I would live through it. I'm dramatic. All right, we at the program. I'm going to ask you guys if you have any questions for Gwop, send them on through to me. Paula, this is where I need the questions. What do you want to know? How old is the baby?
He about to be, he's 10 months right now. He about to be 1 in April.
He's 10 months. I know y'all see me. I keep looking. You know, my gifts Gwop. Could you please? I'm so anxious to see my gifts.
You know, I call these. You know when you go to a restaurant and you get the sliders, the hamburger sliders, just a burger slider. I had to bring you a cup. You know. Yeah.
Gwop burger sliders. You saw them first here. With Miss Nissie, with Miss Nissie's supported live. Show them the other one.
They said what's next on my list of accomplishments. Things to accomplish. I'm starting a new business to speak right now. I just got me a company truck and jumping cars. So if your car breaks down and you need gas, I'm gonna come fuel you up. If you need to jump on your car, I'm gonna come jump you. So that's my next business. It's called Unlock Me, but I don't do it popping in people's cars like FamILY. I just don't want to do that. When you at a club somewhere and your car, you need to jump. I'm coming. You know what I'm saying?
Can you get this through insurance?
I'm working. I got somebody developing the app for me right now, so I'm gonna have my own app. And then as soon as you get on there, tell me what's going on. I'm coming to your location and do it, and you got that service free. So.
Okay, you can answer your question. So what would be the price range for that service?
It all depends on your area, right? So if I'm in the city limits, you in Harvey and I'm in Terrytown, I'm gonna come fuel your car. I'm gonna come fuel you up. You know what I'm saying?
So the price will vary according to the gas.
According to where you at. And what the gas prices are, you know. Because you're paying for convenience. You ain't gotta move. Or if you're a person that's just what they call them people, OCD, and you feel like you don't want to go to the gas station and you don't want to touch nothing because people got.
Okay, what if somebody only want about 2 or 3 gallons of gas so they can get to the gas station?
Well, I ain't gonna even put myself in that position. There's only one thing. Like, you can get this or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't gonna break it because it's gonna be too complicated. Somebody gonna want $5 of gas. That's a waste of my time. I'm on it. I got 3 billboards up right now for my business, so it's being promoted right now as I speak. So in about 2-3 months, I'll be fully rolling. I'm constantly trying to do stuff. Okay, so somebody says since G, do you think there's any way they can make positive contact and build a relationship with them to help the community with events? One of the police that reached out to me, his name is Smitty, and I have a relationship with him. You know, he a Jefferson Parish police. Girl ran track with my little girl, and I didn't even know he was a police at first. That's how cool he was. And he was one of the officers that reached out to me. And he was like, you know, don't worry about nothing, man. Just, you know, go out there and do what you gotta do. We got your back. We support you. People was popping up in my stuff. It was crazy.
But not only
the slides $15. They asked how much the slides.
The slides are 15. Let me see the red. They come in multiple colors. It's the black, and then we have.
Thank you. Ooh.
It's the red. Ooh. Well, I know one thing.
How old was I when I started?
Oh Lord, 11, 10. They stayed in my house rapping from there. We don't even.
I can't even really. But let's say seriously, I'm gonna say 15 years. Seriously, we not house, but 15 serious.
Gwop also have a podcast.
No, my friend, I was starting one that I didn't. Because I'm gonna be spraying myself too thin. Yeah, I was a guest on the No Rap Cat podcast. That's one of my partners' podcasts. Yeah.
Any other questions for Gwop? They were that lost. Okay, Gwop, you got this.
Let me see. Oh, flat tires? See, that's what I was going to do with my company. But like I say, when you deal with flat tires and stuff, you got to deal with jacking somebody's car. If you jack the wrong thing up, it's like too much liability. You know what I'm saying? If I strip somebody's lugs on their tire, I can jack somebody's car up and change their tire, and they can lie and say I messed their car.
Well, what about the gas?
that's different because you gonna prepay for this, and when I come, I got ethanol, I got diesel. You know what I'm saying? So it's not really nothing wrong I can do with that. But overpump your car, which I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, I thought about all the pros and cons for it, and that's why I minimized my services, because I was gonna do the unlocking stuff with your lock your keys in the car. I'm gonna come pop your car, but I gotta deal with trying not to damage the paint on your car when I'm using the machine. And
yeah, it's coming a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
You can check Gwop merch out. Check him out on Facebook.
Young Gwop.
Young Gwop.
And Instagram, Big Gwop _Redtail.
Big Gwop _Redtail on Instagram. My hat tonight.
You looking nice.
What you think about it?
Nice.
I have to give PMP Accessories shout out tonight, Pebbles Michelle. They also sell bulk. You don't have to just buy a piece. You can get your boutique and start selling the fedoras.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank you all for tuning in. And I would like to thank you for giving me the time. Thank you for coming. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed it. And I would like to thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope you all got a question answered and a blank field.
My hands all over your booty. Girl, I don't know what you told me. You know, nigga really fuck you kept it G from the start. That's why I gave you my love. From shadowboxing that pussy, I had to take off the glove. You a rose in the concrete, now shake off the mud. You gon' ride for your boy until they take off the love. I'm addicted to you, you got me hooked like a drug. You my princess Jasmine, I gave you my rug. No, you not Billie Jean.